Indian Scott digging through the past. Crazy tales they uncover fast. History stranger than you think. They'll also talk about wieners in a blink. They'll talk about wieners in a blink. Oddball history.
A boom, boom, boom.
A how.
Welcome to today's episode of Oddball History,
Welcome.
where we're going to be discussing, after that Victor Lustig episode last time, we're doing more famous con men.
That's right. The best of the rest.
The best of the rest.
Well, and these guys might be offended by that because
Yes.
they were, in
Pretty
many ways,
good.
just as good as
Gregor MacGregor might have
Victor
been my
Lustig.
favorite story.
Yeah, what a story.
A Scotsman in the age of expedition, and he got people killed.
He took advantage of that.
He made tens of millions of dollars,
Yeah.
and people were hurt.
And he almost never stopped doing this, too.
He was forced
He
to
wasn't,
stop.
Yeah, he wasn't like, he just moved. He just moved the show.
Yeah. And then we're doing George C. Parker. The guy that George C. Parker is famous for the saying, if you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you.
Yeah, because he would literally sell you a
Because
bridge.
George C. Parker sold the Brooklyn Bridge.
And he had a lot of aliases. In fact, you'll find articles about George C. Parker that are not referencing George C. Parker at all, even today. I found one that was like, his name was John McCarthy,
Yeah.
which they don't even have that as one of his aliases on Wikipedia.
Well, we were going to
That's how-
include William McClundy.
Who was, they think,
They were like either
George C. Parker.
He might have been a guy, but he also might have just been George C. Parker.
yeah. And they have a common alias, IOU Parker, which is a very bold alias. It's like a Conman joke. He would write IOU Parker
Yeah.
as his name on bad checks, and then people wouldn't notice until later, and then be like, "Oh, I should have seen something was."
And then for diversity's sake, we're going to do Natwarlal.
Natwarlal, I mean, also, if we're getting out of our Eurocentric bubbles here,
Yeah.
maybe the best of all time. I mean, he's like reading about Sadaharu O, you're like, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Just doing great things. You can't be just thinking we're the only ones doing great conning over here.
Yeah.
They're doing it in India too. And in fact, it's really funny too, the way Natwarlal, is that how you say it?
Let's just commit to Natwarlal.
I like Narwhal. Can we just call him
Narwhal?
Natwarlal. But anyway, he was awesome. He sold the Taj Mahal and a bunch of other shit.
Guy
Really
rules.
good.
But before then, as always,
Top comments of the week.
Welcome to those top comments, where wit and wordplay meet a dash of mischief. Before diving in, let us set the mood with a couple of original jokes, crafted by me, Lumen 5 AI. These are not your average punchlines. They are a little cheeky, a little clever, and just the right amount of dirty. Ready? Why did the con artist get kicked out of the adult store? Because every time he tried to make a sale, he kept slipping his hands into someone else's drawers. Turns out his idea of stealing the show was a little too literal, and a lot too personal. Did you hear about George C. Parker trying to sell the Brooklyn Bridge again? This time, he threw in a private tour under the bridge, clothing optional. Buyers were shocked to discover the only thing getting stripped was their dignity, and maybe a little more. I did my best to write a dirty joke. Thanks for joining in on the fun. Now for those top comments.
so this one wasn't a comment, and not a correction, but more info on Mozart. You brought up Mozart's "Kiss My Ass" song,
Yeah.
which
Who knew?
I looked up the lyrics, and it's his German "Leck mich im Ass," and it was pretty much just like "lick my ass, quickly, 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 lick my ass." Real highbrow stuff.
Yeah.
But Amadeus Mozart, he did do a sequel, which was "Lick mir den Ass fein recht schon sauber," which is "Lick my ass right well and clean."
Damn. Yeah, it's a little little derivative.
It's a little derivative. It's like any sequel.
It's a little bit like when Chubby Checker came out with "Everybody's Still Doing the Twist." And I was like, this is very much like the twist. I couldn't help but notice.
Love that.
I'm not arguing that people are still doing the twist.
Yes,
but
here we are.
Probably could have just
we could have just listened to the song
the
again.
first song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some lyrics from that one, which is, it's just much more gross. where it's lick my ass nicely, lick it nice and clean, lick my ass. That's a greasy desire, nicely buttered, off-putting.
Whoa.
Like the licking of roast meat.
Wait a minute.
My daily activity. 3 will lick more than 2. That's just math. Come on, just try it and lick, lick, lick. Everybody lick their ass for themselves. Now that last line.
That's like.
I know Mozart's a famous composer. I don't know if he was that limber.
That's like, yeah. That last part's like industriousness. It's like saying, get out there and
get out there
seize
and do
that
it.
day.
Be about it.
I also like the line that's like, come on, just do it. It's like the previous lines were not working. They were, come on,
guys,
please
try it. Every it's like the baby it's cold outside. There's always a line of just like, come on, please,
come on.
But
it's really
the
cold
most
outside.
off-putting line for me is that I will refer to any analingus from now on is my greasy desire.
My greasy
That's
desire.
Terrible.
That is terrible. Oh, Mozart.
Oh, Mozart.
We gotta. I mean, these classical composers
such
are
a classy
just,
man was such a filthy mind.
Yeah, they're yeah.
Our next one is from Lindsay Velvet Spectre. She got her own clip last week.
That's right.
She's
Shout
great.
out.
And this was a couple episodes ago when I wore the cabbie hat.
Yeah.
I stand by the cabbie
polarizing.
hat. A little polarizing. She just goes, love that Jimmy's son turns a year old and he's just full tilt and old mandom now with the flat cap. And
that's
then
right.
Lawrence Rosales, former host, good friend,
Yeah, shout
great
out.
comedian, Lawrence Rosales. He just said, feeling weird about the hat.
Yeah, that's an amazing comment.
The hat got some pushback. It will be worn again.
I got some pushback. Yeah. Sure. I could have seen, honestly, you can't wear anything new, in comedy without people being like, like
I have worn it to shows and was like thoroughly disappointed. You can tell like who's legit or not based off of the pushback in the room.
On the hat.
Where it was a bunch of people who were like, didn't say anything. And then like you meet someone who's been doing it for a minute and they're like, what's going on here?
What's with the hat?
What's going on up top? But
yeah.
The next comment is from the Alamo clip with Gregorio Esparza. Close enough.
He's just a hero of Texas history. That's all. The line in the sand of that Alamo book, fantastic. It's all so badass. They knew they were going to die, all those men. And there's a part I didn't realize about the story. I didn't realize some of the guys had their families with them in the Alamo. So this one hero of the Alamo, Gregorio Esparza, I believe it was Davy Crockett, told the guys with families y'all can take off if you want. But Gregorio Esparza says, no, I will stay and I will die fighting. It's the baddest ass part of the Alamo. Even badder ass than that, perhaps. His wife, Anna Salazar, goes, and I will stay with you and with our children die too. And then one of his sons goes, what was that, Mom? What were you saying?
I think a few of us should probably go though, right?
Hey, what was that Davy Crockett was talking about? I don't think we should just dismiss Davy Crockett's plan.
He's had a lot of good ideas so far.
Look at his cap. What a man who didn't know what was what. Wear that cool coonskin cap.
Something to think about.
Was that Davy Crockett that wore the coonskin cap?
I thought so.
Was it Daniel? No, it was Davy Crockett.
Had the
Bowie
hat.
had the knife.
Bowie.
Yeah. I'm an alligator. And he's killing people with a Bowie knife.
Got a few comments about they were just fighting for slavery, and we're like, hey, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, the other governments involved at the time were real chill and cool.
Yeah.
You had this. Yeah, get out of here with that.
Let us have the Alamo.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit I could say too, but I don't.
But we got a comment on that, and to be totally honest,
Yes, technically they were.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
only so much.
It's an accurate statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to believe, it's the truth historically.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody goes,
That is true.
To be totally honest, my working memory of Texas history comes from episodes of King of the Hill,
Yeah.
which that's the most oddball history fan thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we agree.
Yeah, I don't. The thing I'm interested in Texas history, but I don't really. Before reading that Alamo book, I didn't really remember that much of it. We take Texas history in like the 7th grade. So
I thought it was like, there's an elementary school one too. Or
yeah, I think there's an elementary school unit too.
But yeah, you know, and it's kind of the little kid version of it.
Yeah.
Like Thanksgiving, where it's like, well, we were all nice to the Indians, and then we had turkey, right, gang?
Yeah, it was cool.
It was nice of everybody. Woo! Don't
It
worry,
was.
don't look into it too deep. But we got another email from Brent Myers. Brent, good dude. He said he watched Scott and I were on the Dumb Zone podcast, and he said he loved it, and I could tell Scott was letting the game come to him as he should. He's a great talent. What's that guy's name? The old wolf, Gray Wolf. I think that was a line.
Mike Reiner?
I think that was a line from him of "Let the game come to you."
Oh, nice.
So you did good. Which I thought
like
is that
the old Gray Wolf.
Is that a backhanded compliment to me?
Yeah.
Like I want to go out on a limb and say Scott did a great job of letting the game come to him. Now Jimmy should have shut the fuck up sometime.
I didn't think of it that way, but it very well could have.
Very well
could be read as such. You know.
And then he brought up an episode
good time.
that we are thinking about doing about Billy the Kid, and Jesse James has the same thing.
Yeah.
Where there were questionable deaths and people that claim to be them later in life.
Yep.
So
It was a cool time to be alive. Like, imagine if you were roughly the age of Billy the Kid and you had some unaccounted for years in like New Mexico and shit. If you were an old man, I would definitely do that. I would definitely call my family together and be like, hey guys,
I was Billy the
for coming. I was Billy the Kid. I shot down so many people in cold blood.
in cold blood.
Not because I wanted to, but because I had to. Because I was a gunfighter. That was my job. They'd fire me if I didn't.
Yeah, just be that, and it's like your retirement plan.
And then I die, and they're like, "Oh my God, he really was Billy the Kid."
Billy the Kid.
If he wasn't, why would he have died dramatically right after?
But Brent also added, "Please, no more would you rather's."
Also polarizing. The would you rather's are.
I love Blake was just like, "I hate having you on."
would you rather? What was the would you? Oh, that was
the
devastating.
Freaky Friday
brutal.
Would You Rather, and it's Freaky Friday body swap. Your mother and your wife or girlfriend swap bodies, and you have to have sex with one of them. Or boyfriend, dad. We can do that, and you have to have sex with one of them. Do you do your wife's body with your mother's mind, or your mom's body with your wife's mind? Quite polarizing in the room. It's a tough one.
It's like not a, like a brain teaser, but that's like too fun. That's like too fun of a term. This isn't teasing your brain. It's like
teasing.
It's
You're just
meanly taunting it with disgusting
imagery.
Yeah.
So well, I love it. So,
but good times,
Hey, we got
the old. I think I must have brought it up with you because you're would you rather fart when you come or come when you fart? You remember that one? That's fun. It's fun is my point.
That is fun.
There
is a childish humor of saying come and fart so close to each other that adds, it's humorous.
And the juxtaposition.
If we write a comedy book, there will be a come fart page.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. I've thought how funny it would be, when you see like those videos of Barbara Walters like walking along the grounds of some rock star's mansion and he's like telling her like this next album like really was focused on who I am, but it was like a comedian and he was like, yeah, Barbara, last year was all about cum. This year it's shit.
I'm going to do 3 or 4 of those specials. Then we're getting political. And really out of left field. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Yep. I'm bringing it back, but only after the cum and shit thing.
We got a blast from the past. We got a 7 Brides for 7 Brothers comment.
Like, let's just go and we'll go to town, kidnap 6 women and bring them up to the mountain with us. They're singing songs about it. They sing a song about how the women will be sobbing. How dark is that? But they're dancing jauntily all along. 7 redheaded men from the 50s.
I love that this is a musical.
It's a musical. It's insane. So they go down. They sure as kidnap 6 women. It's a montage. They then bring them back to the mountain. And the only way to get from the town up the mountain where they live is through this pass. They create an avalanche so they can't rescue the women. And then by the time the snow melts and they can rescue the women have fallen in love with
beautiful.
the 6 brothers.
You can choose to view it as an awful, violent crime spree, or you can choose to view it as a delightful rom-com where they find love in
really
sometimes the least
romantic.
obvious place.
Hey now.
And he is upset.
Hey now. It's been a minute since I got yelled at about 7 brides for 7 brothers.
And he was like, I was humming the song Sabine Women, not Sobbing Women. If you're going to have a debate, do your research.
It's not a debate.
This comment applies to both of you men. How hard is it to look up Sabine women from the Sabine tribe? Good grief.
What an idiot.
Which we've talked, like, yes.
The fucking dumbass. It's all explained in the song, you fucking bonehead. Jesus Christ, what a dipshit. It's all not only in the clip, but in the clip of me talking about the clip. I'm pretty sure it's fucking clear.
It's brought up.
That they're doing a play on words that sobbin and sobbin sound the same.
And so the men are
or
incorrectly...
Sabine, as the guy says it at the beginning.
Yeah. So they are incorrectly using the word.
That guy sucks, whoever that is.
But then I love the good grief. And it's like
it's Charlie Brown.
It's like
I feel bad now.
It's like a dad yelling at us, like, "Hey, I'm talking to both of you men. All right, listen, eyes up here." And he goes, "After watching a YouTube video that has all the songs in the movie, I thought to myself, I bet there's somebody out there complaining about this movie, and here you guys are, brilliant. The worst part about this is you're obviously not taking it seriously. You could care less about women and their rights. It's hard pressed in your lackadaisical argument."
I'm sorry. I did not realize we were on fucking Charlie Rose on PBS. What a fucking... Man, this guy sucks. Get this guy out of here.
Get this guy out of here.
Show him to the door.
I just also like that we talked about a funny song in an old musical, and he was like, "You don't support women's rights."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was saying it's weird that they kidnapped a bunch of women.
Yes.
All right. Takes all kinds, I guess.
Moving on, we got a lot of comments. We've gotten this a few times that this guy is like the highly educated version of Spoonie.
Yeah, who is that?
It's an old YouTube guy. It's an old YouTube guy.
All right.
So you have a beard. He didn't have a beard most of the time.
All right, that's cool.
If we're going to talk about
Scott, that's going to come up. There's going to be a guy that impersonates a guy famously with a beard, never grew a beard. Hilarious move.
If we're going to talk about Scott disparagingly, I prefer Dave Grohl if he managed to half-price books.
Thank you.
That's the obvious answer.
Yeah.
So
I'm in there with my wristbands.
My leather band.
My huge wristbands and my giant feather tattoo.
The CIA butt plug caused quite a stir.
Did you know CIA agents would have a butt plug with like tools in it? It was kind of like a travel toothbrush holder, but it contained like files and pics. So anywhere where you were jailed, you could poop out your escape turd, as they called. I don't know if they called it escape turd, but they should have.
It's just the weirdest scene in the A-Team.
Yeah,
when all 5 of them are just kind of like. Maddie writes, words goes, did any of the literature mention taking it with food? They probably got those special issue buckets of secret water or something to wash all that down with. Which, Matt, it's not how butt plugs work. You don't eat them.
You don't need to take them with food.
And then we got so much bigger than I was expecting. Also, LOL at Jimmy's poor sweet wife finding out what kind of algorithm you built for yourself here.
Yeah. Disgusting.
And then Red Eyes 21344 brought up a good point, and he goes, "Would you have to put it back up if you got bailed out?" Which that's terrible. You prematurely released the escape turd.
Also, yeah, and I mean, if you escape, that doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get jailed again. So
that's
you
true.
would, after you were done filing through your handcuffs, you would want to put it all back in the thing.
You never know.
And cram it back up there.
Safety first. And then Farm Welding Nick, if we've learned anything, is everything about the government does is just a little gay.
Sure. I think that's a lesson we've taken from what we've done here.
The CIA's pretty gay. But that concludes the top comments today.
And they'll jack off a dolphin or two.
Yeah.
Top comments of the week. That was Top Comments of the Week, brought to you by... We don't have a sponsor still. But
We do. I love we started running ads on the audio version,
nice.
and I listened one time to see what they are. And I hope it's different for everybody, but it was like a 3-minute long like period cramp commercial.
All right.
And I was like, all right, well, here we go.
Well, that's important, you know.
Yeah.
That's an important issue. I don't mind. They can, sure. All right.
I was like, I don't know if they're looking at the numbers for the listenership.
That's a really good point.
Lindsay, or maybe our biggest fan, is one of the few ladies that enjoys the podcast.
Yeah, there are a few, but you know, we're like Adam Sandler movies or something. You know, we're not. It's pretty decidedly.
So our first guy we're going to cover is Gregor MacGregor.
Gregor MacGregor.
He was
a
a Scottish con man born in 1786.
Yeah.
And he served in the British Army at 16 in the Peninsular War under Wellington. And after his dismissal, he goes to Venezuela, where he becomes like pretty effective. He becomes like a leader in their military and is known as a freedom fighter.
Yeah, he still kind of like buys his way up the and marries his way. He married Simón Bolívar's cousin at one point, but he becomes a general. And at one point, he does do. There's not a whole lot of badass shit Gregor MacGregor does militarily, but he did lead one group of men like to safety in a pretty badass way from under like heavy Spanish fire. The rest of the time, his MO was kind of like he would raise an army and go someplace and then like win the initial battle and then just completely forget he was fighting. And then who like the Spanish say he did it in Florida, they would come back and start laying waste to his forces, and he would just run away.
Like, whoa, I thought we were done.
He would just leave his
thought we
guys.
finished.
He did that a couple times.
Yeah, this argument was completed, I thought.
Yeah, but one time he was a real hero, and the Venezuelans never forgot it.
Yeah, and this was around the Mosquito Coast, not to be confused with the Harrison Ford movie of 1986. But it was actually not because of mosquitoes. It was the mosquito.
I don't know that one. How cool is Harrison Ford, though?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I looked up Mosquito Coast, trying to
cool
verify
how he was just selling weed back in the day.
Yeah.
You
He's a
ever
cool
heard
guy.
that story of I think it was someone from the Mamas and the Papas, maybe, saw Star Wars and was like, oh, that's my weed dealer.
That's my weed guy. He seems
that
like he's
amazing?
doing good.
Yeah, but the Mosquito Coast, hey, this is a time of great upheaval, and as you can tell by the Venezuela thing, I mean, they're fighting for their independence, and that's kind of the whole region is being shaken up, and that helps Gregor MacGregor really
the Mosquito
nail
Coast
this con.
is the Caribbean side of Honduras and Nicaragua, like that area right there.
Of course.
And he pretty much made up that he was given the land grants to that area.
Yeah, by the king.
The king of the Mosquito people, who maybe might have even done this deal, but he had no legal authority to do it.
King Mosquitor, they called him.
The Mosquitor.
He was a giant mosquito. If you're wondering if King Mosquitor is a giant mosquito, he is. He does have human torso, but his head is that of a mosquito with the long thing.
Yeah.
Terrifying being.
So Gregor MacGregor goes back to London.
Yeah.
And he starts making some money.
Start schmoozing it up
'Cause
with the upper crust of London society.
He invents a country called Poyais. He says it's like a well-to-do area with like civilization and expansive gold mines.
It has a bustling port, a huge capital city, and farmland that is so
as far
fertile.
as the eye can see.
So, yeah, as far as the eye can see, that's so fertile you can harvest it 3 times a year.
But he makes up fake government documents, even writes a national anthem for them.
Oh, so
you got to
good.
cover all your bases.
He made like currency. He even made like a visitor's guidebook,
Yes.
like you would buy to
but
visit
he
a place.
appointed himself Prince of Poyai.
or Kazik. He used the term Kazik.
which means prince. And then, so he was selling land grants to people in England, and he made millions of dollars in today's money doing that. And then he made more by issuing government bonds in Europe for this made-up country because he had so many documents in order.
Yeah, he had all these documents, and once he got in with all the most the biggest and most respected business people in London. And once they bought in, it was like over, because then everyone wanted it. That was why it got so big. It's really funny though, because he's like, he's always, so he is with the English army at first, and he never becomes a knight, but he starts calling himself sir, and then that helps him with his ranking in Venezuela. And then he comes back and is like, I was the biggest hero in Venezuela, and everyone believes him, and they're like, all right, we'll buy whatever you're selling, man.
So his final dirtbag move, sure, fraud is bad, but if you're taking advantage of a government, I don't feel too terribly about that.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing.
So he makes this pretend country that he knows is jungle wasteland, and then has 250 people that bought land set sail to Honduras.
Yeah.
And his final fuck you to them was, prior to them leaving, he had them convert all their currency to this made up money he made.
Oh my God.
So he made like $40 million in today's money doing this, and at the end just ripped him off for another 10 grand.
Yeah, at the end they arrive and it's just a beach and dense undeveloped jungle. And so they're like trying to make shelters on the beach, but it's not going well.
So 180 of those 250 people die, and they say fewer than 50 ever even made it back to Britain. Like,
yeah. Eventually, a Belizean rescue ship picked up the remainder.
He just sent these people off to go die in the jungle.
Truly did. He also, not only did he never face prosecution for doing this, but he convinced the surviving survivors that it wasn't his fault. It was like the organizers of the trip, of the expedition.
Oh, they dropped you off in the wrong spot.
Yeah, they fucked up. I'm just as mad as you are, actually.
They took you to the jungle. That's crazy.
That's insane.
They didn't take you to the big nice town.
You could die out there. Shouldn't be hanging out in the jungle.
But he gets out of going to jail back in London, and then he just moves to France and does it again.
Just does it. He's doing this. He doesn't. I don't think they do another expedition, but he does this until like the late 1830s. That's like a full decade more.
And then you're like, after he sent all these people to their deaths, made tens of millions of dollars, does he finally face justice? And the answer is no. He
hell no.
Moved back to Venezuela and retired in a mansion as a war hero there.
Yep.
Which he applied to get a pension from their military.
Yeah, he got his pension.
Yeah.
He got his pension.
I think he's doing okay.
Retired in comfort after killing hundreds
of people.
And also his the other funny thing, it caused the Panic of 1825 in the Bank of England. In England, it caused it was so big that it caused a bit of an economic shit fucking, if you will.
I'm sorry, we're going to use complicated economic terms here. The next guy we're doing is George C. Parker.
George C. Parker,
the man who came up with, if you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. This guy was so good at selling bridges.
He was, a.k.a. James O'Brien, a.k.a. IOU O'Brien, little joke name, Warden Kennedy, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Taylor, John McCarthy, Albert Murch. He was known to the NYPD as the aristocrat of crookdom.
Ooh.
Which, that's a cool name.
And his biggest scam is he would sell the rights to the Brooklyn Bridge to unsuspecting immigrants that had some funds.
Yeah, he was really good at it. He worked in concert with the Ellis Island ferry cruise. Yeah. And they would notice any gullible-looking big spender types, because he prided himself on not targeting the biggest rubes. He wanted to go after big fish. This George C. Parker. So you'd arrive, and there's this guy there. He'd offer you a job at first, and then you get to talking, and he's like, "I actually own this whole bridge." The whole time you're watching like hundreds of people cross and pay tolls. And he's like, "I actually own all this, but to be honest, it's a real headache. Would you like to just buy it outright?
Print this free money collecting tolls."
Yeah, and then you would, and then next thing you know, you own the Brooklyn Bridge, and this guy has disappeared into the ether.
Which we made this joke about the Eiffel Tower of people selling it and showing up trying to fire everybody.
Yeah.
Is the police got good at this, is multiple people would show up and create blockades to collect their own tolls.
Yeah, this is how people, it
That's
was
how they would
realized
find out.
most of the time.
The cops would be like,
some random immigrant is erecting a toll booth on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
And they're like, it happened again.
like, the cops show up like, hey, buddy, I don't know how much money you're out, but you don't own this bridge.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to tell you.
I hate to tell you this, Fabrizio from Titanic, but you do not own the Brooklyn Bridge.
But he also sold Madison Square Garden, the Statue of Liberty, Grant's tomb.
Yeah, he posed as Ulysses S. Grant's grandson and was like, we actually can't finish the tomb until we get an investor. I am Ulysses S. Grant's grandson. It's such an audacious, like,
I know.
It doesn't make, like what? Why would you, but why do you need me to pay? Why would I have to pay for Ulysses S. Grant's tomb? That doesn't sound like a thing that, see, this is why I'm not his target.
Yeah. Ellis Island would not have thrown you under the bus.
That's right.
But
I mean, I like to think.
He also sold the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which this guy was good at creating deeds and plagiarizing documents. He was so good at it.
Yeah, he was really good. He had offices for a time near the Brooklyn Bridge where you could go and he would look very professional. He was also an escape artist. He one time escaped from a jail it was after his third arrest for forgery.
Yeah, in 1908.
There was a snowstorm at the time and a sheriff came in wearing like a heavy coat and hat. And at some point, George C. Parker put on the coat and hat and just walked out,
Yeah.
like waving to the other
See ya.
guards.
Yeah.
Which is
See
really
you tomorrow,
cool.
Cheryl. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Say hi to the kids.
Yeah. And then they catch him immediately, pretty immediately anyway. He gets arrested a fourth time.
But then, he gets arrested in 1928 for the last time. And it says after he attempted to cash a check that he had forged
For $150.
Yeah, really wasn't looking good at the end there.
Yeah, which he had charged he would kind of take whatever you had. He had charged as little as $50 for the Brooklyn Bridge, and he had charged as much as $75 and as much as $50,000.
Which they say this was in New York at the time. They had a crime statute known as Baum's Law, and this is like one of the first 3 strike policies.
Yeah.
Which if you're convicted of a crime more than 3 times, you would receive life imprisonment. And this was his 5th time getting arrested for forgery.
Yeah.
So he was life sentenced at Sing Sing prison, where he died a few years later.
Yeah. And he was loved in the prison. He was kind of like Brooks in Shawshank Redemption, except like cooler. Brooks was he was a lovely old man, but he wasn't that cool. George C. Parker had all these stories that apparently the guys in
Do you have any more fun things about George C. Parker?
The last thing, selling the Brooklyn Bridge became it happened so much that eventually at Ellis Island they started handing out cards to newly arrived immigrants that said you
Please
can't
don't buy the
buy you can't buy public buildings or streets.
Good, a good cultural legacy.
Hilarious. The Brooklyn Daily Eagle called it the epic of the confidence world, selling the Brooklyn Bridge.
God bless him.
And he apparently he sold it twice a week for many years, which that's
He's working hard.
it's good business.
Yeah, not worried about running away. He's staying away from where Irish people hang out, I guess.
Yeah, he's just hanging out in his office.
You'd think you would. Boy, would you stay away from the Brooklyn Bridge if you just sold it 16 times the previous month.
Yeah, that's why he needed so many aliases. That's why he was always showing up as a different guy.
So the last guy we're going to cover is Natwarlal. Natwarlal.
Born Mithilesh Kumar Srivastava in 1912 in Bangra, a small village in Bihar in India. His father was a railway station worker, and from there he got a sense of how important documents and signatures and seals were.
Yeah. Which he worked as a law clerk, where he'd have access to these documents, and he started forging things and signing things and just getting good at it.
Yeah, he stole 1,000 rupees from a neighbor at one point because he realized that he was really good at doing the guy's signature, so he just stole 1,000 rupees. At one point, he got he got like in trouble at school when as a young man, and his dad whooped his ass real bad, and he left home. That was like one of his background stories. But in truth, everything's shrouded in mystery with Natwarlal. We don't know a terrible lot about. I mean, it's like one of our folk tales. It's like everything's mixed in.
Because
you kind of don't know. He was such a legend.
He became like a folk hero, so like a Robin Hood character.
Yeah.
Because he mostly targeted tourist and foreign investment, and he would pose as a government worker. And they were like, famously sold the Taj Mahal, where he was like, it's this big, beautiful thing. You can make tourism money on it.
3 times.
But, we can't afford as a country to maintain it.
Yeah.
So we want an outside investor.
That's
And
right.
you forge all the documents, make it look legit, and then run away.
Very funny. Yes, he does not only the Taj Mahal, but he also sold the Parliament, like the Parliament, including all the members, which I thought was funny. They said he threw that in
It's
the
like
deal.
we think like bribery is bad now, and just some guy was like, "Yeah, I'm buying all the Parliament." Like, what do we?
Yeah,
I paid that bill.
it was a lump sum.
Yes.
I get all 545 members. He also sold the Agra Fort and the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the president's house. He sold all these, which is really like George C. Parker level. Like, that's like, it's like the Indian equivalent of like the shit George C. Parker. He was also always escaping from prison.
He got arrested a lot.
Yeah, he got arrested a ton, and like over, I don't know how many times, but he was sentenced to over 100 years, like over like 114 years in prison, but only ever served about 10 years.
Yeah.
His whole life. Like the first time he escaped, it was after a trial. He had defrauded the Punjab National Bank out of a bunch of money, and they were transporting him, and he was after his trial, and he was like, my wife is waiting for me in this house. Could I please just see her
goodbye.
real quick and say goodbye? So they're like, all right, fine, but you better not escape. And he goes in the house and immediately wriggles through a skylight and runs out the back. Another escape is just like it was kind of like the George C. Parker one, except he bribed the guy to get a
His
uniform. But same result.
Yeah,
he
did
put
it a
on the
few
uniform
times.
and walked out like,
He'd pretend to be
bye.
a jailer, a doctor, a lawyer at times to walk
Yeah.
walk in and out of these prisons.
Yeah.
Which they weren't running a tight ship in the early 20th century.
Yeah, he famously said that no prison would ever hold him as long as there was as long as there were dishonest cops or something like that. Because that was his MO. He just always had
Like, would you like money? Here you go.
I have money, and then they would go, "Oh, you're
He
free to
escaped from Kanpur jail in 1996.
go." That's right, which was the scene of his first escape too. So
Yeah.
it's like,
But he was around the age of 84 when he escaped.
and wheelchair bound, I believe.
And that was his final confirmed sighting.
yeah.
And so they were
So cool.
He was such a legendary figure that there were sightings and they don't know when he died. But he was 84 when he got out, so he's not here now, most likely. But
Yeah, no, he escaped in 1996, and then his brother Ganja Ram, fucking awesome name in English. That means weed god. But anyway, I don't know if you pronounce it ganja like that, but I'm gonna pronounce it ganja like that. But anyway, his brother was like, he died in later in 1996. He's like, oh, he died right after he escaped. We cremated him, and so they're like, okay, and they wiped all his charges clean, and that was forgotten about. But then in 2009, his lawyers were like, hey, by the way, Natwarlal died, and everyone's like, wait a minute, but I thought he's been dead for 13 years, so now nobody really knows. But I think that just adds to the Natwarlal legend.
yes,
There are
grows.
movies about him
Hell yeah.
where he's played by a much taller and handsomer man. all the
Bollywood cracks me
articles
up,
said
'cause
that.
it's like Hollywood from the 80s,
Yeah,
where it's like, if you want to be a main character, you better be hot.
you better be.
Hot.
Yeah, you better be.
Even if it's not historically accurate, we're putting hotties in here.
Yeah, even if it actively undermines our movie.
Yeah, we're
your
doing it.
level of good lookingness.
But those are the guys we're going to cover What was Alan Conway? He was an honorable mention.
Alan Conway, funny story. He was an English travel agent, and he started as a con, just telling people he was Stanley Kubrick, the famous and reclusive film director. And it worked because he really was. All anyone knew really about Stanley Kubrick was that he lived in England. So this English guy just started speaking with a terrible American accent. Never grew a beard like Stanley Kubrick famously had, but it started just like he was just trying to get laid and like get free drinks, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And then it just kept like
wow,
snowballing.
It just kept working. He was like, holy shit.
So he ended up conning like several marginally famous English actors who were like hoping to get like
work with Stanley
in his
Kubrick.
good graces, as well as Frank Rich from the New York Times called a tastemaker in the article I read. That's right, a tastemaker.
And my favorite part of this whole story is that Stanley Kubrick knew about it and thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
that's funny.
he thought it was so. He did, and but the guy from the New York Times, my favorite detail of the whole story is the guy conning him kept calling him up to get drinks and dinner and stuff, all of which Frank Rich would pay for, of course. And at a point, Frank Rich is like, I think there's something weird going on here. I think Stanley Kubrick might be gay. He really thought that. He thought, something's amiss here. Stanley Kubrick always wants to have dinner and drinks with me. I know what it is.
He wants me sexually.
And you hear that and you're like, I get why. Alan Conway seems to be like a terrible person.
Yeah.
But you do see why Stanley Kubrick would find that funny.
He's like, man, Stanley really wants to get drinks a lot.
Yeah, he's like, that is.
But I want you to pay though.
I think I might be sitting on some news.
Yeah, what are you doing Wednesday?
I think Stanley. And he always. I love that he never grew a beard. It's like the easiest way to like somewhat. He was like, no, I don't want a beard.
I think it kind of makes sense if he doesn't quite look like him to shave a notable feature and be like, people don't recognize me without my famous beard.
They did say that. That like that might have been one of his lines. Like, oh, you probably just don't recognize me without my beard.
I get this all the time.
I get this all the time. I get this all the time.
But yeah, that concludes our notable con men of history.
Con-Mania 25,
Yes.
Contoberfest.
It is Contoberfest with Victor Lustig in this one.
With Victor Lustig and our other guys. Look, people love to sell monuments to people.
Story as old as time.
It's a story as old as time.
At least a couple hundred years, maybe. I'm sure there were some Roman shenanigans going on with the Colosseum.
Yeah, maybe so.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
I could see that. We need
see.
to learn about Roman cons. That would be fun.
We do stand-up, and we've got a lot of shows coming up.
That's right.
December 19th and 20th, I'm headlining Rose City Comedy in Tyler, Texas. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
Hell
if you
yeah.
or anyone you know lives in Tyler, Texas and likes stand-up comedy, please come to one of those. And then have Don't Tell comedy shows 11, 13, and 14 in West Dallas and Deep Ellum. 11:20 in Plano. And then Scott's headlining in Grapevine on 12/7.
That's
and
right.
I'll be there too. So if you want to see both of us in one night, come on down to Harvest Hall in
baby.
Grapevine. You got any other shows you want to promo?
Yes. All right. November 7th, I will be in Grand Prairie for a Next Stop show. Oh, I don't have the details on that one, actually. But follow me on Instagram. I'll have details for that. It is in Grand Prairie on November 7th. Then I'm at the Herman Marshall Tasting Room in Wiley Saturday, November 15th. I'm at the Bearded Monk in Denton Saturday, November 22nd. And then I'm on the Cowabunga show at the Fillmore Wednesday, November 26th. That's in Plano.
Those are awesome.
They are awesome. Good times. And then I'm at Dr. Jekyll's November 29th. That's a Saturday. That's in Pantego in Arlington.
There we go. Follow us on social media outside of the podcast for stand-up shows, dates, information, funny stuff.
Yeah, do it.
There you go. You got anything going on, Scott?
I've been watching a lot of football. I love football season.
It is the best.
It's the fucking best. Like I truly like once the games start, like I forget how awesome it is to watch. I was reflecting on I think one of my favorite plays in all of football, the screen pass where the running back does the most like mind-blowingly athletic shit you've ever seen, beats like 3 guys and then gets tackled for no loss. That's hilarious to me. It's really fun. And then that got me thinking about just running backs in general and how much it sucks to be.
Yeah, like, hey, we're not going to pay you. Also, your body's going to fall apart.
Yeah. You get to the extension time.
I didn't say we're not going to use you. We're going to use the shit out of you. And then we're going to throw you away once your rookie deal's over.
Yeah, they're like,
sorry about it.
Like, God, no, we can't re-sign you. Remember all those devastating hits you took for us the last 4 years? And the guy's like, not really.
I don't really remember it.
And sure, sometimes it's good being an NFL running back, like when you score and your offensive lineman holds you high in the air.
That's got to be delightful.
You get to be up high for a minute. That's exhilarating. But I think overall it sounds terrible being a running back.
I usually burn out on football season because I've always played too much fantasy. And so I cut it down to just 2 leagues. Because I always get talked in.
I'm not even playing this year for the first time in like...
I always get talked in last minute, like, hey, we need another guy. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
I usually do that too.
And so I'm in 2 that I've been in for like years. So it's fun. The groups are good. We meet up for drafts.
Yeah.
But I narrowed it down. But then I also did a college confidence pick'em league and an NFL knockout league. So I'm like accidentally doing more gambling than I've ever done before. But it's fun.
Is the knockout league like suicide pool rules kind of?
Yeah.
Did everyone get...
I picked the Falcons last week. Because I was like, Miami sucks. Falcons are looking good. Because you can only pick a team once.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, this would be a good time to pick like a mediocre team to win.
Yeah.
So I can just have a better team for later. And they shit the bed, and the Dolphins look great. So Kirk Cousins sucks. I hope that bad things happen to all of them.
He's such a nice man.
Yes,
he's so nice delightful on
the
quarterback.
Just praying with his kids and singing songs.
Yeah, his wife being really nice about him getting benched, which made me think of the movie Any Given Sunday when Dennis Quaid gets benched and his wife slaps the shit out of him and is like, "You are a quarterback."
Dennis Quaid was even looking old then. That was like
he did a good job.
End of career Brett Favre is exactly what he looked like.
Oh, my head hurts. That's Dennis Quaid in Any Given Sunday, and you're like, I believe he has head trauma.
I almost watched Any Given Sunday on the plane because I was in San Diego this week doing shows at Mike Drop.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
How was that? Ruled. It was a blast.
Hell yeah.
And so it was for San Diego Fire Aid. It's like a big charity out there that.
Fire AIDS. I didn't even realize that was a threat.
Yeah, who would have known?
Tell me more. No, I'm kidding. Fire aid. I heard you. I was just making a little joke. That's all.
AIDS joke. A little AIDS humor.
Imagine if they were like, doctors said to be on the lookout for the rise of fire AIDS. That'd make you stop in front of your TV.
Yeah, the scourge of campfires everywhere. That's just a guy lying about being gay to his wife. It's just like, oh no,
fire can give you AIDS now.
I got
more
burned.
at 11.
No, it was awesome.
Hell yeah!
It was Sydney Stigert was on the show, and she rules.
Nice
little lesbian lady from Sacramento. She was hilarious. P-Man was another comedian on it, and Skylar Shock ran it all. And
very nice.
But it was interesting where everyone had really good sets. It was fun. I closed it out. And then we went on stage with a therapist because it was kind of about mental health and these resources is what the charity kind of does.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And so this guy is a current fire captain in Chula Vista. And so he's been a career guy, and his retirement he became a therapist because he noticed a void of, first responders and military guys don't get therapy because they don't get along with the therapist or someone that understands specifically what they're going through. Generally just men problems in general, Yeah. And so it was like having someone that gets it and is from it. He was like, there's not a lot of them because there's very few. And they do a cool thing, and it was a very fun show. So Mic Drop San Diego, check it out.
Very cool. Hell yeah. Man, San Diego seems so nice.
I was laughing where it was such an in and out trip, and I was nervous. Like my son's sick, and we got a lot of stuff going on at the house. So I like left in the afternoon, got there, drove to the show, drove back to the hotel, left first thing in the morning, and then I still got delayed at the airport and didn't get home till like 5:30.
Oh man!
So you're like, all right, well, so I was in and out, didn't do anything fun, but the show was great and all the comedians were cool.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, you got anything else going on, Scott?
It's a good time. I watched that Love Is Blind reunion last night.
Is that Love? Is Nick Lachey Love Is Blind?
Dog shit.
Dog shit.
Yeah,
Tell me more.
Yeah, that's Nick Lachey. It's just terrible. Everyone's so media trained now. It's just a round robin of like, here's why I'm not as terrible as I might have seemed on the show.
Yeah.
And they all have their talking points, you know?
I would still like you to follow my brand page on Instagram and please hire me to be on more shows. I would like that. Right. That would be nice.
If you would like to see me, I don't know, do some
more
shit.
Little they know that we want Brooklyn to be causing havoc. What was her name?
Yeah.
Brooklyn, the girl from the Flavor Flav Love Show. She had Charm School.
Oh, New York.
New York, Brooklyn. What an idiot.
New York.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
We're talking about the bridge.
Have you ever seen that clip of New York? And she's on the English, like Big Brother or something. And she goes, I would just like to say to Gemma that she is a fat cunt. She goes on. That is the beginning of like a minute-long rant by New York about this woman, Jenna. And you can tell like the producer was like, and what would you like to say? Like they're having reality TV beef.
Yeah.
She's like, what would you like to say to Gemma?
She's a
She's
fat
like, pretty much, I would just let Gemma know that she is a fat cunt.
God bless her. I always laugh at like Real Housewives know it's not scripted. It's edited heavily, whatever. But at this point, they know the drill. Like they're media trained to a certain extent. They know what gets the views, what gets you to stay on the show.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're all sitting there having a regular day, and they're like, "Oh, this is a boring outing." It's like, hey, get drunk and call her a cunt, please. Yeah. You gotta always pull that out of my back pocket.
Yeah, that would be so weird if you were like you and your the people you hang out with are a TV show, and sometimes you're scared you're gonna get canceled, so you just smack the shit out of your friend. Like, I'm sorry, it was really dry.
We had bad ratings this year. I gotta fight Scott on
we needed something for Sweeps Week. You can see the bind I was in.
Yes. But do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, one closing thought. This might be a really, really bad time to bring it up right at the end of a podcast episode about con men who sold famous landmarks. But I have come into possession of the selling rights to Reunion Tower. I don't know if you know Reunion Tower. We're here in Dallas. It's our famous tower, the crown jewel of the skyline. They call it. Nobody calls it that, but I thought I could start. But anyway, and this isn't even for me. I'm actually working on behalf of the city of Dallas. They want to scrap it. They're going to put up what they call Reunion Tower 2.0. It's going to shrink in the cold and shoot hot dogs out of it. I'm very excited to see. But in the meantime, we have to get the original out of there. It needs to be hauled away. And I will be listening to bids. You can just write on into the podcast and make your bid to get all that sweet concrete and metal and fixtures. Don't forget about those fixtures.
Wolfgang Puck is included in the purchase.
So many fixtures. Yeah, Wolfgang. He's
there.
Yeah,
he'll do it.
Part of the deal.
So, do you want your chance to own Wolfgang Puck?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be wealthy beyond your wildest dreams, but
these opportunities don't come up that often. All right, so that's the end of our podcast.
Until next time,
like and subscribe and whatnot.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Jimmy and Scott digging through the past. Crazy tales they uncover fast. History's stranger than you think. They'll also talk about wieners in a blink. They'll talk about wieners in a blink. Oddball history.